Hey everyone, I'm going to try to go through the Escape from Dol Guldur again. I was encouraged by my previous attempt, maybe the furthest I've ever gone, and I thought that maybe I was misplaying it. I don't know, but I think that I have a good idea about what's going on here. Now, like the creators... Like I've said in the past, the creators of this game are super awesome in terms of trying to keep the themes strong. So the idea is we've delivered our message from Thranduil, who's the king of Mirkwood, all the way through Mirkwood in the first scenario to the down the Anduin, and we've gotten to Lorien, and we've gotten our message to Lady Galadriel, and then she said, go explore Dol Guldur. And so we're going to try to explore Dol Guldur, and in doing so, one of our heroes gets captured. And so we need to do this. We need to make sure that we do what we can to try to get our hero back. So I have yet to do that based on this, but so I have yet to have our hero get captured. But let's go through the heroes. Okay, tactics, Legolas, which means I can, when he kills somebody or participates in an attack that kills somebody, I can place 2 progress tokens on the current quest. I have Glorfindel, who can quest for 3 and attack for 3 and only has 5 threat, but every time I exhaust and commit to the quest, he increases my threat by 1. So that's a little rough. And then I have Haldir of Lorien, and Haldir, I can attack an enemy that is not engaged with me if I want to. Okay, I can do that once per round. And so those are my 3 heroes, and now we have these objectives. This is the first scenario in all the scenarios that have objectives, and these are objective items. And so these objective items are items that I need in order to beat each stage in the scenario. So the stage 1A, the Necromancer's Tower here, calls for me to find all 3 objectives, and then the Nazgul of Dol Guldur, he stays out. He's out of play. And then the last part says attach 1 encounter card to each objective. Now, in order to do this, technically, I have to figure out my hand first, okay? And so the game setup comes after you have your hand figured out. Oh, wait, sorry, but not resources here. Okay, so I always like to find the Light of Valinor here first. Whew, but this is tempting here. Nope, no Light of Valinor. That's my... So I do have the Elrond's Council and the Galadrim Weaver and the Cloak of Lorien and the Dirndingle Warrior and Gandalf. That's big. Black Arrow. One of the limitations that I have in this scenario is that I can only play 1 ally per turn. Okay, imagine we're trying to sneak around. You can't bring out a big army, okay, in order to sneak around through Dol Guldur. You want to have a smaller army. Okay, so I'm going to have my hand ready to go. I'm going to take a mulligan on that first hand. Now I'm going to go to the second. I'm going to have to go figure out what I'll need to do here. Okay, so you can also see that this time I have a little guest with us. This is Albert Einstein. He's going to help me remember to raise my threat and do all the things I need to do. Okay. So I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So the Weaver, there's my Light of Valinor, and when it rains it pours. I have 3 Lights of Valinor, so that's a lot. And these are unique cards, which means with this little dot right here by the Light of Valinor, and all the heroes have them, and certain encounter cards and other cards, what they have are these things that are unique, which mean they're unique, and you can only have 1 copy of those out at a time. Okay, so there's my thing. I have 3 Lights of Valinor, okay? And then I have a Lembas and a Galadrim Weaver, the Unseen Strike, and the Test of Will. So, okay, so now I'm going to attach. It says each enemy gets +1 in the, if there are no cards in the staging area driven by Shadow Gauge Surge. So there are cards in the staging area, so that fizzles. So this remains unguarded. Okay, and so now here is the Cavern Guardian. He's undead, and he has a doomed 1. Okay, so I'm going to raise my threat by 1. This is even before everything begins. It's super ridiculous here. And here's the Tower Gate, and it says after traveling here, I have to deal my first card face down in front of me and pretend it's an orc character with 1 hit point, 1 attack, and 1 defense. Okay, so that's, I don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to turn over this objective card to 1B, and now this is where it gets really crazy. It says randomly select. So I'm going to take these, and just to make sure it's random, I'm just going to keep shuffling. And I like everything to be as random as possible, because that's the fun of the game. The game makers did this really awesome job at making this each game, every time you play it, even if you play the same stage 100 times, making it different every single time, and I love it. Okay, that's one of the reasons why this game never gets boring for me. So I'm going to roll a 6-sided dice, and I'm going to assign this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's how we'll know which one is going to be captured. Okay, 4. So that's this one. So I'm not going to turn that over. I'm going to turn these 2 over. Okay. So Haldir and Legolas. So this is Glorfindel, which is interesting because Glorfindel is the reason why I like to have the the whatchamacallit, the Light of Valinor, and I have 3 of these Lights of Valinor, and that's well, anyways. So that means 1, 2, 3. These 3 cards are no good to me. Oh, and this one here. Okay. And it says, so I can't do anything with this guy, and then I can't do anything until I can't complete the quest until I have 1 of the objective cards in my possession. Okay, so I already drew. I probably shouldn't have drawn already, but that's okay. So I'm going to do 1 and 1. Okay, and I am going to put Lembas on Legolas. Okay, so the reason why I'm going to put that on Legolas is because if I do 3 damage, this guy, he's going to end up, what do I want to say? He's going to end up being dead. So there's really no reason for me to do that. So now I have to quest. So I'm going to quest for, let's see here. I'm going to quest for 1. I'm going to quest for 1. Actually, I'm going to quest for 2. Now, there's 4 out here already. So these are all my tactics cards. So I got, or not tactics, but spirit. So I can't play those until I get Glorfindel. This is where having one of those songs in my deck would be good. But anyways, so I'm going to quest for 2. even though there's 4 out here. So, okay, there's the dungeon jailer. Okay, so it says, if the dungeon jailer is in the staging area after the players have just quested unsuccessfully, shuffle 1 unclaimed objective card from the staging area back into the encounter deck. Oh, so that's what's going to make this hard. So this has to go back into the encounter deck. Okay, and he's got an engagement cost of 38. So that's okay. Well, I'm going to do some shenanigans here. Okay, so, right, Albert? Great. Albert Einstein says to go for it. Okay. Can I do 8? I cannot do 8. Okay. But, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to travel to here. So by traveling to there, I get to put the top card of my deck out as a somebody who just engaged me, and then I have to engage this guy. Okay, so now I have just 1 in the what do you call it? The staging area, just 1 threat. So that's good. Okay, so now I'm going to deal shadow damage or shadow cards. Okay, and so now I'm going to let this one through. Okay, there's no shadow effect. So I can do 2 damage. I'm going to do 2 damage to Haldir. Now this guy is 1. So I'm going to, again, let him through. He gets a... So I have to do 4 damage to somebody. And so now I just did 4 damage. And that's one of the reasons why this game is great, because now I can't retroactively do anything. Like, I can't retroactively spend the Limbus, so now Legolas just died. So this isn't good. These 2 things are engaged with me. Oh, I forgot to raise my threat. My threat goes up to 27 because I had 2, 4, 5 in the staging area. So this isn't good. Okay. And I don't know if I have any creatures that are green. Oh, maybe the Wandering Ent. Okay. So I'll do this. I can't use that because this is well warned, but that has a 0 cost because I don't have a printed. The rules say I need to have availability of the printed hero, the printed cost, and I don't. So even if it's 0. Okay, so so this is going to be a mess because he has 2 damage. And so there I am. 2 rounds in. I'm going to die. Okay. I'll play it through, but I already know that I'm going to die. And this is exactly how this game always treats me. Just like that. This scenario is a mess. So, okay. So I can't quest. Okay. So, let's see. Oh. Pull out this. Okay, so that's the Necromancer's Pass. So that's 4. So I have to increase my threat by 4. Now there's no, because of the Dungeon Jailer, there's no unclaimed objectives. Now these 2 guys, they're going to attack. And so I'm going to I might as well just do it. So I'm going to block the Cavern Guardian with this guy. Okay, no shadow effect. It does 1 damage. So Haldir dies. I don't have a single hero out here. I'm done. So there it is. Quickest game ever. 2 rounds, 32 threat. So I think having Glorfindel, my hero down, really hurt me, especially when I had a couple of things. I had a couple of things I could have brought out. So anyways, well, try it one more time.